We're going to talk about academic vocabulary and how we can acquire academic vocabulary terms that are specific for the course or the subject matter that we're taking. For example, I'm in geometry 4 times out of the day. We're talking about vocabulary for geometry terms. Now, first off, you have to have a vocabulary term. And the first step is always going to be up here with the vocabulary term. I'm going to put concave polygon. And what I would do is I would recommend that you go ahead and you highlight the term, concave polygon. The second step would be talking about understanding level. This is your starting level of understanding. So this isn't anything about at the end of the show, do I know what a concave polygon is? It is, here we're talking about a concave polygon. Do I know what it means? If you know what it means, this is I know it, the check plus. You would circle that. The X is that you have no clue. There's absolutely no judgment that I will give you based off of whether you know it to start with or you have no clue to start with. Because chances are a lot of the terms that I'm going to give you, you might have a little bit of understanding. And that's where the check and the check minus comes into play. But sometimes you'll see a brand new word that's brand new to this course and you'll have no clue and you'll circle an X. So if I ask you to give this to me, I can take a look at this and say, well, there's a lot of people who don't know what this is. My job then becomes I need to focus on this term in order to help people. So this is helpful for not only you to understand where you're starting from, but also for me as your educator to change up what I do in the classroom to help you acquire this knowledge. Now, the third thing that I would say is draw a picture. Because they say a picture is 1,000 words. They're absolutely correct. Usually when you draw the picture, you have an idea of what's going on. We skip this whole in my words, the description. This is usually the last thing that you'll do. And I didn't want to just skip it and not say anything to it. But that's the last thing that you do. That's going to come from what you draw, what characteristics you see, what are examples, what are non-examples. You'll use these ideas in order to kind of describe the term in your own words. Once you're able to describe it in your own words, then you're going to take ownership of the word a little bit better. So you'll understand what we're talking about. And this is a whole lot better than just looking up a word in a glossary. Now, to draw a concave polygon, I'm going to draw this shape. How many sides does it have? It has 5 sides. A 5-sided polygon is a pentagon. Does this look like a pentagon that we're used to? Probably not. And it all has to do with what's going on in here. Now, we can go to examples and non-examples next. You can have a bow tie. You can have a situation where you might have something like this. And you might have all sorts of different situations that you can deal with. No problem. These are all convex polygons. Non-examples would be something like this. A rectangle. A pentagon looks like this. These are all non-convex polygons. So then we can have different examples of what they are. So this is what it is and what it isn't. And then we could start filling in the characteristics. The characteristics are, and we can use our own words for this, and we can say one side is caved in on the polygon. And sometimes, I know definitions usually aren't good if you're using part of the word in your definition, but you know what? Sometimes it makes a whole lot of sense if we understand the word itself and the parts of the words, because in mathematics, 99 out of 100 times, the name of the idea is going to tell you exactly what's going on in this case. And then we can make notes that we need to. This part right here is caved in. This part right here is caved in. This part right here, there are no cave-ins. So we can actually compare and contrast by using examples and non-examples, because now we know what isn't a convex or a concave polygon, and we know what is a concave polygon. And if you want to, you can all say that these are convex, because if it's not concave, it's convex. So now in your own words, you get to describe what you're seeing. You get to make a definition that works for you. You could say a polygon in which one or more sides are caved in. They point inwards. Is this a true mathematical definition? No, it isn't. The true mathematical definition of a concave polygon is if you were to extend one of the sides out like this, see this part right here? It intersects the interior. But you know what? We might not be ready for that idea. So we might just be good enough to say, all right, one side's going to cave in. All right, if I extended it out, yeah, it's going to hit the interior right here. Right here, it's going to hit the interior. If I covered this one, it's going to hit the interior over here. This one will hit the interior over here, over there, or over there. This one will hit there. It'll hit there. And I think those are the only two for that one. But in here, if you draw the lines, they never hit the interior. They always go outside the shape. So that's where your big difference is going to be. So then we can add more mathematical terms. And we can say if you extend one side, it will intersect the interior. Now we have your definition, and now we have the textbook definition, which go hand in hand. One's a little bit more formal than the other ones, but we have, not only do we have the name, we have where we started from, we have a picture of it, we have what we think they are, what they're not, some characteristics, what you think it is, and what it actually is. So you have a lot of information about this one shape, and we can move forward. You have this in your notes. If you ever have to think, hey, what's a convex or what's a concave polygon? You can go ahead, take a look at this, and you know exactly what you're talking about. We will be doing many of these as we move forward, because we're going to get into some very, very, very complex academic specific terms for geometry. We don't have to do it on a sheet of paper like this. We can do this in a notebook where we just draw a square and we do this. So we're going to get used to it. So this is your first step into a bigger world of acquiring academic vocabulary. Hope you enjoy it.